Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Welcome to another edition of our Peace Talk Show. This is the show that is brought to you to remind and enlighten Gambians on ways and means that we can live in an amicable society where peace and tranquility will prevail throughout. Today with me, I have some great people who actually will be engaged throughout the show to actually discuss on some of the issues that are pertaining and how we can also attain a sustainable peace for our development. And to start from my right hand side, I have a great man here who actually will introduce himself. Honorable, you can introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. I don't think I'm great. It's the people that make me great, just to represent them. By the way, I'm Honorable Jaju Sekuba, the National Assembly member of Busumbala. Yes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sekuba. And also I have another great person here who is ready to introduce himself.
Yeah, I am, as he said, also not great. I am Junkunjawade, a private citizen, legal practitioner.
Thank you very much. And also another great youth activist, actually, who will introduce herself.
Thank you very much, Justice. I am Honorable Degen Job, the Deputy Speaker of the National Youth Parliament. Thank you.
Thank you very much. These are my panelists. You will see that the composition of the panel is a composition of great individuals and personalities. So the objective of our today's discussion is to actually discuss on issues that actually will make Gambia to be a unified Gambia, to make so that we never take our peace and security for granted. So the topic I have here today is that does the current political climate pose any threat to our national peace and security? This is a topic that is very important, and to start, we will start with Honorable Jaju. Honorable Jaju, what do you have to say on this topic first?
First of all, I want to thank you and take the opportunity to thank Allah because this is the first time me being Fatu Network, and also to thank all your viewers and listeners wherever one may be. The question that you give, and I'm very much happy that you have this foresight at this time of the country for us to revise back a little and then think about peace rather than what we are yearning for, politicians in the ground, because you never hear any political politicians talking about anything but 2021 I'm in State House, 2021 I'm in State House. How will we get to State House, and what will be the aftermath of getting to State House? We need to stress on that. And then Gambia, one thing I always tell people, we will say we don't have natural mineral resources. That's true, yes, as we expect other countries like oil and the like. But Gambia, we have a very viable natural mineral resources. That's peace.
Thank you very much.
We are known for that. So we should be very careful to how to exploit that natural mineral resource that we have, that other countries are looking for and they don't have.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We all hear from the Honorable that we have, in fact, a natural resource, and that is the peace. Barrister, what do you have to say to the topic before we start properly?
If I have my way, I would change the topic by expanding it beyond political culture or climate. Peace is not sustained only through political activities, and can also not be destroyed only through political activities. I think if you look at the life of the country currently, there are other elements that are more of a danger to the peace that we have than the current political climate. Because obviously, political activities and political culture that we are experiencing and living in is part of our statecraft. It is the constitution that allows political parties to do politics. It is the constitution that gives you as a citizen to be elected and to elect. And the regulation of political parties and political atmosphere by the IEC is also given to the IEC. So I just want us to go beyond politics, because if you go beyond politics, I will not say anything. I'm not a politician. I don't want to.
In fact, so this is actually beyond politics, you understand? Because when you look at peace and conflict, they will tell you one of the factors leading to conflict is politics. So we want to demystify this ghost by telling people that politics is not a moment for conflict. Politics is a moment for unification, cooperation, and development.
And I think, just to buttress that point, we will at some point, I hope, discuss about political parties.
Exactly.
And how political parties should be structured and how they should also run their politics.
Seriously.
Because internal party structures in political parties are important. In fact, I always tell people they are nursery beds for external democracy or the democracy of a state. So if that is not there, it can jeopardize the peace. Peace is not only, this is my problem, it's not only an absence of violence. Well, that's the definition we give, but not, for me, that is not. Because there are so many other things that contribute to the destruction of peace or the maintenance of peace. For instance, if you have a huge number of citizens...
Barrister, we will come to that. You know, when you give the line...
No, that's okay.
Yes, Honorable Degen, you can actually share your thoughts on the topic before we start proper.
Thank you very much. I will just speak from where Barrister stops. I think where he wants to get in is when we talk about peace, we talk about the presence of social justice, not only the presence of direct conflict, but as well the presence of social justice. What part of our social justice are we depleting that is threatening our peace? I think that's where we should focus. What are we doing? What part of our values are we acknowledging as people, but respecting for others? What in our psychological aspect of our social justice are we acknowledging for ourselves but respecting for others?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Honorable Degen, this is great. And I also want to actually inform you that we are at liberty because the objective of this show is to enlighten the Gambian masses. So we are not restricting ourselves to English language. We are all free to speak any language we feel like, because I and you want those people who actually are watching us to actually benefit. So we can speak Mandinka, and I will start with you, Degen, by asking you, what are you doing as women activists to instill peace into the heart of Gambians? Coming Kamina, wala nindiko, itol musolti, ibe lori musola fanala, ibe muneke kampuruka, Cairo sabatin the Gambian will juso kono. So, Degen, you can.
Thank you very much, Alassana. Fanadina laga olof. Loolu la ci lu important la foog naa ne balaa nga advocate jaama wala balaa nga waxe jaama yow sa bopp da nga war a am jaama da nga war a jaamal sa bopp njëkka te jaama dafa nekk loo xam ne balaa ñu egsi fii si télé bi di toog di ko wax si radio yi fas da nga war a olof mu ne bay sa tànk we sa weyi tànka so we start from home ñu start from our immediate society. When it comes to this, social justice values, my respect my right to association, my acknowledge my right to association, while my respect can right to association. Nonu lanyu ame jama in the society. When it comes to psychological, I have a right pour ñu create my environment to pour ma fulfill suma desire to the fullest. Why tamé ma respectal kenen ne the person also have that right in our society. Fana ne suñ defé lolu suñ xéjalante there will be peace in the society.
Thank you very much. My Wolof is not that very much good, but thank you. So the next question is referred to Barrister. Barrister, I would like you to speak in Mandinka if you actually coming like lafta ke ñinen kamina wala ñindiko what are some of the importance of peace in the society? Exactly.
I am sure in society or na banko Cairo Tijang, the program also. Cairo le kube no because atake kujamale ulu, anu akakolme ulu akake kubetolti. So ite kubeto soto no la namang dati Cairo. Cairo mantra kono ndama la bangin Cairo kono so Cairo kujamale no but Cairo fanang fasi sabati anon Cairo la sabatro tuta accountability level maninko kan contribo
exactly
atuta contribo level because nina banko la ala structure jibe mo monding ni be dulato me ala public place lam fenne beka responsibility Momon nim fanan hani manda public place bane banko kono responsibility be kan as a citizen and our responsibility ning itenyen to tamandila konti bokon wolong fo mo si nyininka and nyata tamandila fanan ya landi nyame ni tamu banko dimuti so man la so wanda nyata la nyanto mu pour que namo jo endo na mo jola
exactly
ni ma jo fala fon si nyinin fa
exactly
ni defa na do ko lon pour que Cairo sapate ni wolon ko mo ko ron muta ki sambal lo nyati lo ifana mbokala ni mo ko molbe nyinin kala so mol la wo ke balo not doing that wala gat nandi jama Cairo ko sapate
exactly
because mol bikala do ko ke and bikala fana mol account for what they have not done alke Cairo tinya so Cairo na fa wara bata na fa multi talon ni man Cairo so andum nena constitution o jibe malum ni times that jibe almost every chapter aka Cairo aka nyati len Cairo
yeah
if you look at the preamble ako until we have now affirm our commitment to freedoms, justice and accountability. So wala na ni man sort of downending avec la co-role.
Exactly.
Cairo ala official of Cairo avec la co-role. So Cairo na fa wara dal. Andon Cairo ala tamandinya ala sabateo abembelebul.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Comme I mean for Cairo kumaya bakele. Mbele ka jibe telel to mbele ka moy mbele ka molje min yalan ko e borta fitinol lela andum Gambian dol fangoy no we passed through a stage alfal ba fala mole ko 1981 mi yalan ko dol matara but ni na da jie fana 2016 that was just a glimpse mi yalan ko ay mo jamal silandi mol bu ka funtino katela hajol la mol jamal borta dol la baga sol filter dol niol kuyata it was sad and then woman just demanding to tuba coming for tip of the iceberg ning nchahanta komiko na Cairo ning we take it for granted for abotam bulu mbina kala monding kol ka fa nyaadle mbina kala kilon ning wala ti wandi bankol de wala mbina bor la kata wandi bankol ka anu ko bori kala banko bula kata wandi banko to wala ka fitno invite la banko ka waka ku jamala sago but now going to honorable Sekuba.
Sure.
Yes, don't you think it is a cause for concern with the recent upsurge in robberies and cold-blooded murders in the country? You people are parliamentarians, and this is something me are expressing. Actually, I have to squeeze it into the topic so that you can dwell on it. You can say it in Mandika.
Farol making, security labs making, farmanke bankola cylinder. Tonyala. Cylinder kola, but not because na keta, ika kola jibe. Aka kumas nyaming, anakata laba nyaming. Ika jako kudu le kata dado ngoko kukono. So cool dung kule bijamia ko drasata, kole ko sabo. Follow nga recent one to ta insanya. Is shouldn't be. But akatra na balu kono ika mobe ka jako sungol sa ni be fundi ka mokata sunyaro ani joro kata. Okay, one yendal mina ka sunyaro ko follow. Min kata sunyaro la a soto fen wala masi wala ma wala soto. A nyabro la do fi. So fero nyanda kala wala soto fen a si. Yo barka be sunyaro kata o farona ka kono mol nara fundi nyami fanam. Ya nyini ngaro yenda kala kiskiso yenda kala. Mine wol mol aggravating dum ko fundi. Yaje fundo min kira sai ya nyini ka mene ko mo ha to nyalo ase Cairo mamandino banko kanne because koro wala fitino aka wulini minna anaka laba minna wala ne ko afako manego ka afako fitino buka do ma wulu ala ko do ma do ko wulu min ke warata ta ko wulu mi ajbe ko masta minna aman jari nyinna nyim fo ningela fundo kala min kira sanya aman jaral no bare mini atina keta investigation yende kala wala wana kaybe ko ni barista ko nga politiko bonije kolera baka pour politiko bonda kono politiko is very key. There are other factors but politiko is very key because politicians am warde ñu kolbela e ko kuje kabe for example I take my ngan fonta ko nga ñinduno tambe ka député bungono ata nga volé ye momo je dawoda fenne ñante kanje ni ma ke dron ika ko fitno wulin la dolto na fena sa so ni te kala député man na député ya dafa nga dole la right mankindi so fitno krita amare be wulle kata ka fitno ke para sonno mo kono ala balu kono am fitno soto kanje ya ni de malbe fitno soto kan sonno mo kono comme deputy speaker fa nyami now man start from yourself imam peace soto adilo peace soto balias kuma sta mo la ko me chukro nyobala I'm here, monsieur minerne, me kule ki kan pour mo do ina faso je. Nimma nyinkino o marete na faso je. Momo je dawada I responsibility for another person. So if you feel the responsibility later on, you create conflict in that guy. So now my internal peace within himself. What like a collective wrong, we go to the street. Streets corona raflan ram banko kanja. So yemi friending nying attack me kigering. Yes, it's an issue, it's a concern. Banko nyante hakilo tulato. And very recently, because ya start no nyami. Very recently, the defense and security. And so good, I am part of the defense and security in the parliament. So all the security institutions, ikamanya me nika dile, kalon membe keri. So recently, last 2 weeks, important on assessment. But one of the questions coming in, do they foresee any possible threats in the country? Rather than outside, the social problems, do they foresee? Most of them coming home, the political climate is the key threat to the peace and security of the country. The politicians are defined from the constitution. The constitution more political party based on tribe, based on religion, based on region, based on anything. But in the science, Hanatra woman claim but in college science. And again, the Deputy Speaker of Nila right of association, for example. You know that I have a liberty, I have a right to join any political party. I have a right to say this. But you don't accept other persons to say that. You don't ask other persons to associate with it. That you create problem.
It becomes a problem. To be frank,
these are some of the issues me and a very big concern that every stakeholder in the country should consider remedy revise back. No more sensitive the base foundation is peace. And it is everybody's responsibility for that. So, what is your responsibility upon your fellow citizens?
Seriously.
If you are fulfilling that, Honeybee officer, a driver driving, you have a responsibility. Are you doing your driving carefully to maintain peace? Because a negligence, you create problem to somebody.
Seriously.
So it goes on like that.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Comment on.
Yes. Okay. You want to comment?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I come balefo.
Okay.
Follow. Maybe I start nyami ma for political budget. Go come nga warandi political. Because topic political climate. So clean it. It's good that they have done their assessment, and most of the responses is about the threat is about political activities. Yes, as a source. I have a problem with that because Nihajibe, most of the major incidents in the Gambia, among some political. Hani sanya political is because as kung afanyaming ngamamoy narabo nyali yam fanyame wala moy moso murola afa has nothing to do with politics. And then maybe I meant for them more peace in themselves. To an extent yaje sanko, let us take it in our own hands.
Opportunity.
So obijele. If you look at Faraba for political today. So you can count incidents, major incidents, me along ko banko jijade. Political maji. But Fulanjang, I mean for political parties fanang, new pat banko nyining he formed that. Banko nyining. You are there to deliver, or you expect banko tara to deliver on certain promises. And one of those promises would be to create social justice. When that social justice is not delivered or given to the people, you can expect anything. It's like Kidimunko, So for Mansakula Lambang, for political party Lambang, for public officials Lambang, for more Melbe Swol Konabang, we have to create and give people their freedoms and justice.
Thank you very much.
Address them as the rule of law demands.
Yes, exactly. In fact, when you look at some of these issues, these are things they have been festering. If Jenny can do so maybe come like Minyalonko, cool Minyalonko, yes, Sulo Tandela. But if I come like in peace and conflict, if I Tandela come, violence only erupt, when actually the issue at hand becomes a trigger. Understand? Only trigger more come like mole father jana wole fitno not now. No, it's not that. Fitno nyinka tarajela be jani can do ma fire me because nye sanyan na cool in jibe and in bladol is too sad, But nonetheless, let me come because nye in jibe fana funding ke leka bata. Yedla nye jibe funding ke lebe fala funding ke lebe mutala be sorona and akumata bakele nga funding ke la nyaton ko do sotaja mi alongo is honorable Degen Jai. Honorable, yes, we are having a lot of rapes and whatsoever, and most of the victims are youths. They are the one who will be killed. They are the one who will be arrested. So what actually are you people having in plan to make sure that these issues are remedied according to the in fact, as the Honorable said, that it becomes an obligation, coming more bela nyanto puruka akonyi mudaka sabatin adinka stop. But what are you people also doing? Because youths are the one dying.
Thank you very much, Alassane. That's a very important question. Us as stakeholders, what we are doing is we try to become a liaison between young people and their duty bearers. If you look at the National Youth Parliament, most of our intervention areas and most of our programs, what we do is we bring the duty bearers, we bring the people representing their constituencies and their people, like the councillors, like the honorable MPs, like the alcalos, like the VDCs. We bring them, we create forums for them with young people to discuss pertinent issues in their societies. You see, most of these things are happening because we don't talk about them. Yeah. If we have been talking about them and trying to find solutions, most of these won't reach these states. At the National Youth Parliament, that's what we do. Just recently, we concluded one of our projects that was nationwide. I think Honorable was in one of our events.
I really appreciate
so, those are the spaces we create to make sure society talk about its issues and also sensitize young people on their role to maintain peace, but also to serve as examples of peace builders.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. But
you know, you mentioned a very good point.
Okay.
That we need to explore. We all can explore.
Yeah.
That the trigger.
Yeah.
And she complemented that by saying that we need to talk about it. Probably give information. Sanyang, I told you before, I've been too busy to listen to some of the things. But some of the things I have had is the expression of sentiment against Senegal. Is foreigners also, fish meal, and all those issues. And you will come to realize that there's a lot of misinformation about the presence of economic Senegal, fish meals in these coastal areas. And I believe some may be misinformation, but that is because information is also not forthcoming. Do you understand? So that's why, as a duty bearer, and the state we hold the primary duty to the citizens, must always, at all times, give as much information as possible to the citizens about things that are happening in the country. Where you find people disgruntled and are demanding for information, give it. It solves a lot of possible potential conflicts. But when information is not given, it's a problem. So peace also is hugely threatened by a lack of information.
When informations are concealed, that actually disturbs the peace. But one way to even cooperation is dialogue. Like source of this kind, when people actually, as you said, are demanding or requesting for something.
And we must commend the Senegalese ambassador.
Okay.
I will. Let me not say we. His speech was good.
Okay. That's
the speech I listened to was very good. Because that is what is required of a leader in such situation. You speak frankly to a people, but also appeal to those who have been wrong. And he did that. And I also understand government was also there, the delegation. So, but let us not wait until it happens.
That is very true. And I think that is one thing that Honorable will note. And because he is part of the peace and security, defense and security. Honorable, if I understand, once you have an issue, funding it should be a cause of concern unless security committee, you even can summon, a session, you go. Because no one tells you kana kule ulumia lonko mbe kana vo wente nyimanya nakala wato kuma sida damet wala fita wato mina mo ngamara ko nyin kay mom is just a nonsense kayro mu wanya na fo ko la nyin kay mo nyin take la fenti wala titadla so nyanta wol fankela bakel nyanta ke kula wol to bakel because sanya no bang ko mi barista ya fo nyameng kata fo faraba at other places ba jela ko mi ko akoni meta ngani kono tamalale but ibaje la ko mi ko simfa nyalman ta mi yalonko iba ko nyi diben na nyame fo anata ke mantoro ti mi yalonko mol fote ni yola andu minu fote ni yola funding ke lamuiti wol nyanda talla nun janne yem mako pour ngana banko do ku nga samba nyato bari felenti ni tata alo mari ne manen kafar kale honorable barrister I have another question for you, that is if we fail to conduct our activities peacefully, what do you think will happen to us?
And this is where we can talk about, you can bring in your topic, politics. And also, we must understand that political life in the country is regulated. You know, and the regulator is the IEC. They even have a code of conduct on campaigning and all that. Code of ethics, sorry, on campaigning and all that. So, any advice that you can give to any group of people or any Gambian individual is at all times to play by the rules. Playing by the rules means go in accordance with the rule of law. You know, the rules and the laws that govern your activity. So when we do that, we will have peace. But when that does not happen, then it will create violence. But also, listen to our national anthem. It talks about peace. But ultimately, because unity is a byproduct of peace. When there is peace, there will be unity. When there is no unity, there won't be any peace. So let the political parties understand that they cannot take over a country that is destroyed. Because it will take them another 5 years, which is the term of a government, you know, to be voted in or for the government to leave. So they should advocate for that peace to happen. But government too also holds the biggest responsibility to provide the enabling environment. Not only provide, but provide and protect that environment for peace to prevail. Because they also would not want to leave behind a legacy of a destroyed country. So it's both ways. But let us always uphold the law, rule or do our activities in accordance with the law, and protect and operate under the rule of law. When that happens, then there will be peace. And the security agency too, they must not be biased in the exercise of their mandate when it comes to political parties. I'm not saying that is what is happening. We are just talking. So it is also their duty to play according to their rule. And one of the rules is fair play.
Fair play. Thank you very much.
Give protection to all parties.
To all parties, yes. To Frankie, that is true. And you will understand that here, in fact, as we move forward, we will have political debate and discussion among politicians who actually will be contesting for the 2021 election. We see what are some of the methods that they will put in plan to actually reach to their goal, or how they will conduct their campaign. Because when you look at the media, every politician is saying peace, 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 peace. But we will also understand that most of their rallies and campaign, violence will erupt. So, this actually put a very big question mark on that. But actually, let me come to Honorable. Honorable, you as parliamentarians, what actually are you doing to minimize the level of violence in this country?
Thank you very much for the question. I think it's a very broad question, but depending on what we're doing. Follow access to information is very key. One, we are trying to have a bill called Access for Information. The citizen can just get up and get information. Because what I'm problem if the giver is not giving, but citizens are not also requesting through the right channel. So it's always a problem. So, I'm saying something, I'm the barrister for misconception we're carrying on everything, on the existence of economic in the country, the Senegal is here, the fish meal. Misinformation we're carrying. Why? Because those that should give are not giving, but those that should also request for information are not requesting to the right channel. So everybody just decide and bring their own story and say about it. So it aggravates people. Like more come find So at one point in conclusion, both the giver, the possessor of the information, let him go and give relevant information to the people at the right time, to the right people. But citizens also, let's request information from the right people. We have representatives. That's what I believe. Come to me, ask me something that you think I should tell you. If I don't know, I say, hold on, let me go and ask. I will go and get information and come and tell you. So it's left to you to say, okay, I mean, we all work together for the interest of the country. So what are we doing? When signing happens, we have a process in the parliament. Time a session like session like we have other papers, everything comes, everything what we're going to discuss. More people understand. Because now these past 2 days we are discussing about skin bleaching. So people are saying no, there are relevant issues that you don't discuss. We are talking about this which is irrelevant to but you don't understand. We have what we have, other papers, we program. So signing came as an unexpected incident. But within the session, we have what we call order of the day. So a member can write a piece of paper and then read order of the day. That has been done. The member for Jara Central, Kian Central, did that. put all of us, our concern on Sanyang. Then it's now going to be a collective responsibility now to do an investigation about Sanyang issue. What are we doing now? First, the government assessment the responsibility as stakeholders. Key stakeholders is one, I mean for security. First, we went to the security. Gambia, the legal framework for all these security institutions was not there. So they operate anyhow they want to. They operate on any command that comes to them. So you are going to execute that command. You don't know whether you have that mandate to do or not to do. So we are trying to do that. People may not know, but that's what we are trying to do. Bring those legal framework and then sensitize them, train them on that code. Even if I am your commander, I ask you to go and arrest this one. First, you need to ask yourself whether it's within your mandate. Do you have the right to do that? A soldier shouldn't arrest. It's only a police officer who should arrest. An intelligence officer shouldn't arrest. NIA officer shouldn't arrest. Why should you go and arrest? So we are trying to tell them all these things. Your information is, your duty is to go and detect a crime, report to the police to go and arrest it. Police also, when you are arresting, these are the procedures you should need to do. Those ones are not there. Gambian people need to do. So that's what the National Assembly is doing. So when we work it up, Gambians can have trust. I'm trying to tell you this. Citizens don't have trust on the security institutions, which is also a key factor to destabilize this country. And then securities themselves don't have the belief that whether they will be accepted by the people. Might you understand? Well, I need to have like for the case of Sanyang, that was not political. What was needed is for security to come to Talanyoka. But what happened is they end up fighting the security. So security, they ask themselves, can they do the job? Will they be welcome? Will they be allowed to do that? So this is the problem.
Yeah, and that's very true.
Because the sense of trust because it's impossible. So we are trying to bring those ones. How to start all? We empower the security, we give them the legal frame documents that is needed for them to do. Within this, nothing happens to you. In that process, nothing happens to you because it's within. But beyond that one, you have a trouble. So this is in Europe, the police they do things. So Bosifal from the start of the National Assembly, and also to enoughly fund the security.
Yeah. No, you are very right, Honorable. The objective of the security is to protect the masses. So, imanna puruka wal Torah, imanna puruka wal number. If I understand that. But the security sector also, one thing that we should all actually do is that security sector should be constantly capacitized. Because nyande capacity always katandi la komiko albida nyim banko dingole la la nyul tora wala la nyum nambara amunda ko alla komi like alla control albo le faraka because ebe momi yeje you understand ko kana komi like 5 wala nambara ede male ko jibe comme as a threat wala komi like mo molti mi alongo nambaro le moite amala fila it's a problem because ite mu security ite nda understand komiko ndabe nyum le ya ni Gambia mo wula ken sangoti no security te tar like that. So it's very important pour security fana ni long because security ni ajibe banko di kendo le moy itolle katara sirim bodal to yela family bula ibila la wulol kono ibitala lalto. So security kay ndenga mara comme if they are capacitized ke londindi anin ke continue ke karande, it will be very, very helpful and Gambia will actually be the best country.
So one should ask yourself, kabiri mi e mofa, natra bor telephone imagine. But the police will you mutali asama police station. What will prompt the citizens to go and burn? Trust the TJ.
Yeah, trust TJ.
Because the law is protecting the criminal.
Yeah.
So the police are going to protect the criminal. So at that time, it's the criminals will be given to them because they have the best to do. Yeah. So this is what both ways long.
Yeah.
Security and the citizens. Nyenta alona ko mo be responsibility. Lu ala nyami ni moye mofa is found innocent. Barrister Lamadi is innocent until proven by the court.
Yeah.
So kana fa mo la fa don fa ba fala. Ndo bang ni wo kedon ya ni la society of jungles.
Yeah, we're going to the stone.
So this is the problem ya ko be nyanda ka sala ka ko ina mo be la right long responsibility. Ngasta me wala ko. A mere citizens at the attire vous, you have responsibility.
Yeah.
You have a responsibility. In failing the responsibility, you are creating chaos in somebody's life.
Yeah.
My understand?
Yeah.
So, nyento mo be nyento la responsibility lo na wala ni na renga NCCE, National Civic Education should also come up, should be empowered. Yeah. War sector is not empowered in the government.
Okay.
So anyway, we're trying to revive them, to give them what they have. But they have to only one office, one old pickup for the whole country. You will never see them going in for the election. I told them. Because that is time they have fun to go around and talk about election. But you fight for peace before elections. You make any sense and they have to work on that. So many things only we have to discuss about.
To be frank enough. And as she said, we are all actually duty bearers, whether private or both public, always. Because today, if you are public, are you foreseeing the days that you will become a private citizen? It's very important. And once in a peace and security environment now strengthened, it's for our own good. It's for your good, my good, the good of your children and your grandchildren.
Obviously.
So it's very important. Coming to Honorable Degen, Honorable, what are you doing as Gambian women to ensure peaceful election during December polls?
I think when you talk about Gambian politics, I would say you find women in the center of Gambian politics. It is unfortunate that most of the time we don't take the lead, but we do all the work in Gambian politics. It's just that at the end of the day, we just take somebody to the leading position. But at National Youth Parliament level, being a very long-standing partner with IEC and following the due process of the electoral processes in the Gambia, we are following what is happening and being informed by IEC. We all know that the election calendar has been disrupted, but we are still on track. We have a lot of projects in place to preach peace, to advocate for peace, to sensitize everybody wherever you are in the Gambia, from the centers to the hardest richest villages in this country. We are ready to go to talk to people about their electoral rights, but as well as their electoral responsibilities. So we have projects in place that will start very soon, most likely the beginning of next month, towards the end of next year, from presidential to parliamentary to local government elections. So we have plans, great plans to make sure there is peace these elections.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful because when you look at the environment, mostly women actually are key in the Gambia's development. And I hope Barrister will actually add something because he always adds Jimbo.
No, well, it's just that that's a very good initiative to work with the Parliament and IEC. Well, I think if we want women to be in public offices and at the forefront of political parties, they can also begin to engage political parties on how to prioritize and bring women to that level. Well, it's a very good initiative.
Yes.
And well, unfortunately, the draft constitution is dead, but has very good provisions on that gender quota, which the 30% for women to.
Okay. Let me ask the honorable.
Just before you go.
Not that per se, but yesterday to inform you, yesterday we passed a bill that gives 30% quota for every public and political representation. Yesterday now it's left to the president's assent, but the parliament have given that.
Is that in the electoral bill?
No, we've been making a law now.
It's for its own.
It's on its own now.
That's awesome.
So
because
all other laws now should look into that, to comply, to align themselves with that.
As civil society organizations, we were saying since the electoral bill is at parliamentary level, we think this was the best opportunity to engage parliamentarians to have it in the parliamentary bill. But since we have it as a law, that's a good news, I think.
It's a law, and for information, electoral bill is not yet to the parliament.
Oh, okay.
It's not yet the parliament.
We are told it's from executive and it's going to parliament.
No, I think it's with the political. I don't know what they have. These political heads are
the committee.
They are
the parliamentary committee.
Yeah, they are discussing that yet, but not yet.
Actually,
but this is a very good part. Yesterday, we've approved that every public office and political parties should have 30%.
Wow, that's awesome.
30%
of women representation. They are eligible and they have the competence. That has to come first. Because we don't want to carry women because of the sake of carrying women.
But we are carrying men.
Yes, we are carrying men. Where can we carry women?
That's not a good thing.
But don't even worry. I believe women have more competence and qualifications in this country.
I can.
In the university more than any
But
more
that's
than the
true.
male gender. You find us in public offices more than the male.
But very few. Let us not debate on that. But
Yeah,
very
yeah.
few.
Okay.
So I was a teacher all my life. Primary school, you have more girls. Middle school, we go to high school.
Yes.
University, very few.
Where are they?
They drop along the way.
Now the trajectory is changing, you know.
Yes,
Now the
we are
trajectory
more
is
in
changing, you
university
know. But
now.
come ni ala for the musol one do buka hani, you know, you know, up to the final stage, you know, so entire leading to, you know, buka hani. And our society,
Because
also
of
the
the
way we
culture.
look at women sometimes, you know, kafu musote nyim banko samba nola. And we have just currently seen what actually happened in Tanzania, the demise of my favorite president, Magufuli, and then the woman has taken up, you know. So actually, women can take this country anywhere. And then comme yi ngam fana ñeñ nga mi naji ni na jibe mbama lo musolti na musol lo itolti fana so ibaje la komi ko ni moko woy rek e ka fele woy mba you understand me and then woka ñaajul nat na musol ñaato so comme musol fana ba jibe la ñame comme ka kayro sabad ni banko wala i dingol pour ibe kantala ñame ibe tankala ñame e kana fitno in any way tolerate momo nat ne ko be fitno wul na musol ye singol woy ka fe hey yalla mimu ndol dingol ni mamaringol ni kemal wala actually binakela multi minial ko wala be dinañ ko rokono wala manto rokono so fit non te sanna so musol ye nyanto sotole musol ye stage how do you call it again ye fanna sotole comme like ñim banko la Cairo ani nyato ta actually ibo protect la nyame. And coming to Barrister said actually, you know, in the issue of political issues, you know, he's very well connected, you know. But I know, you know, once you are a lawyer,
Not well connected.
not actually,
I didn't say well connected.
yeah, you
Not
say,
well connected.
not well connected, you know.
I'm not a politician.
You are, you know, you are a lawyer. We expect that lawyers actually foresee things, you know. You are more or less like people with extra lens. So actually, you know, what I want is that, how do you see the current political climate of the Gambia? How do you see it?
Your assessment.
Yes, your assessment.
No, for me, it is good. We have so many political parties, which is good because allowing greater participation. And I can see a lot of, especially youth, you know, joining parties, you know, taking active role in politics. Some political leaders are young, others are old, but they are young. So yes, it's good, but there are issues.
Okay.
And yeah, the issues are burden on integrity.
Okay.
I think we are losing a lot of time and resources because certain political players lack that integrity. They are not giving hope to the youth simply because of certain aspects of their political life, not even private life, but political life. That is what. But two, some parties are structured, and they are structured on democratic lines, but certain political parties are not on that platform. And then there is so much secrecy, lack of information about the party and from the party. That is also happening. And also there are certain level of acrimony between political party supporters. You know, and that result to insults, attacks, vilification of persons and smear campaign. That is also very unfortunate. And this is all political parties, including the new parties. Their supporters, you know, as virulent in their insult as the supporters of the old parties, and that would not take us anywhere.
Exactly,
If political parties can take issues, speak on issues, you know, campaign on issues rather than on personalities, it will help a lot.
It will help a lot. Ni ajibe komi akamin foteng to nyala moti and komi politiko ni ajibe amonda ko banko di yale mati momo dinta politiko ko ndeke jel komi like banko din kendo ikiliata pour que la banko samba la dodo because ni ajibe komi iteka momo kamin fo wala ni ko ninna ta menji banko kala tan ni banko samba nyaato nga yiri wal ni development wal na dina jang so aman jar komi ite mo nyoje komi womu mo jawalti wala ye mo nyoje komi womu ite jawalti wala ba nenna nendi ro ni fitno buka banko samba nyaato do ko lebe mol samba la nyaato and then the question I have is that for Honorable Jaju, is that does peace and stability have any connection to national development?
Very well.
Okay.
Thank you very much. There cannot be any peace. Soldiers will be, when they go to the barracks and say, how are you to say, let me tell you this, you cannot have do your developments when there is no peace. So we are the one to implement that, to empower us. So to come to your question, yes, ñaato tata soto no nin kayro in tan ko de keri je akuma baba ta lettere so la the foundation of be wala mo Cairo mbe Cairo sabandelo nyame wala woti bari bay ko develop no honan kana Cairo fe nana because eka fitno do ja wulta development no man soto no wala o Cairo ni wulindi so bari bay ko te bara abe commence Cairo la falo me kala kilnere nga son nyola ba ko diala nga son nyola ko momo symbol so bango ka momo rat so bango ka momo nyata min kala okay de nga kafu nyola don nga development no samona ja so bay ko ni development no sambata then peace can be maintained ya nim hanin tol santa ko okay anga client min be mbete nga bang nga continue wonyama nim man development ko ndron at sustain na it will come back again because tol min santa ko client maybe cool and some wala diam or something like that nin tol bade jeto min binal auto sonna so be ko development peace pour ka maintain also there cannot be any development as you said there cannot be any development a meaningful development without peace but the peace cannot also be maintained or sustained without development so these things are interrelated and then every stakeholder should have it as a objective to make sure that you bring a sustainable development for the country.
Yes. Thank you very much, Honorable. Because Nina that jibe Cairo, you know, ate anyantale anda kumata ni amo ikomi like ya nyimbango development wala beke kanje wala bidaka nyadole alonko Cairo le biye. Cairo is a center stage. Lafto Barrister minke fana. I want Barrister to actually expand it again by telling us that how is peace related to development. You expand and dwell on it well.
Yeah, he mentioned that, Honorable did that, but peace is the foundation of any development, because peace, as I said, is not only absence of conflict, but it's a sense of belongingness. You know, it enables you to have a sense of direction. It enables the government to focus on its core mandate, but also enables political parties, if we are going to look at that way, also focus on their core mandate of replacing the government, you know, at an election. But also, development varies. Development also is not only infrastructural development, but even if you take that as an example, in a war-like situation, in a conflict-ridden situation, you cannot have infrastructural development. Even if you have, look at what happened in Sanya. A police station was burnt. That's a destruction of an infrastructure. So only peace can ensure that public offices, public structures are maintained, because those are the ones you go after when you feel that the government does something to you. That normally, those are the things that you go after. So peace is the cornerstone of the foundation for development.
Thank you very much. Peace is the cornerstone, and that means that without peace, it means we cannot go further. With the development aspirations we are yearning for, we cannot get them. And thank you very much for that. And coming to you, Degen, you can actually give your conclusion because time is up. It's exactly 1 hour. You can actually buttress on the importance of this and some of the changes it can effect in this country. You can speak in one hour.
Jerejef Alassana. First of all, dama come dabale lu mo hon mo nek suñu waxee jàmm nekkut nekk fuñ gisut fitna muy am waaye tamit foo xam ne ku nekk foo leen dëkka ku nekk jot nga fa sa ak sa yelleef mu nekk si sa gum-gum mu nekk si sa freedom xel mu nekk tamit si sa am ak sa dëkkuwaay most of the time man dama dee against suñu waxee ne duma dee give much regard suñu waxee ne GDP bi last 2 years egg na wala crimes rate wàcca na duma ko dee jox much regard because pour man bala ma gis real development dafa am effect change in the life of the individual citizen suñu waxee ne GDP bi egg na dañ ko war a gis si life individual citizen bi suñu waxee crime rate wàcca na dañ war a toog gis crime rate actually wàcca in our society so that's loolu laa believe secondly moo nekk suñ bëggee jaama this year in our election year, one thing we all have to take responsibility is to counter hate speech.
Thank you.
Monica, the breathing ground of all the problems that we are that we are foreseeing. The third thing is at the National Youth Parliament, our motto is we represent the voice of the young people, and anything we are to sit and talk on behalf of young people, anything we are to request on behalf of young people, we will go that further to do it. But finally, I will just talk on what the Honorable said, that if the giver is not giving, the receiver should demand, which I have a little reservation on, because right to information is a fundamental human right. When it comes to right, you don't wait for the holder of the right to ask. You give. So that's why government, and most citizens don't know the channel to information, because the question is it even there? So there should be this channel where citizens can have public information, and for them to be aware if they want public information where they can get
Thank
it
you
from.
very much. Thank you very much. Again, actually, you have actually done justice to the topic. Barrister, ita fanang se ko dol final je mi alon ko minkela. Comme like ngaje ko na Gambia banko kanja nga Cairo soto and Cairo is about and development o nanang, since we are wrapping up, the time is up and Juma is almost
fan kontibo mo number 1 mo ni be daw danding wati mo be jibe kan ke fan kontibo fo bakki ga nyamale bang wala office wa fa nyame bakki ka nyale right to information nyemen fo, because information is power. It enables the development planners to develop comme menyanta banko doko la isi kibaro soto yake. So information nyanta dilale fo mo wanyininka anu janga meje jama mol ka nyininkale maybe mom fa introduce. I'm the executive secretary of the media council. So jama journalist ko yayle ba ñinen kaka bari na loi dol bijang Official Secrets Act bijanne in policy on government officers speaking to the media will be bijanne, but access to information bill no passed obo be bon daje, which is the good thing. So wo fanang for information OCD ni ñinen ka wo fan soke bari amanda wala fanande fonsi patriotism soto na banko jibe politics totally, because now there's politics of development, politics in everything, political sort of yala nyame bari wata wari fane ke banko la Cairo jibe la lole fam be sir mbala moy kan kule keta ayde amafo akatata la menon ga sa ala nyanto lon loi nyanto di ala pra afo and as fence to no jel because compensation to no jel in millions amanga banko kan banko dolam but I did because akona afo no ila sato nying asko bebe tutu munna ila sato look at that atakilinde ate ibada save la yalo jabanya kire mari protect but sato be tumunna I did. So on patriotism let even though one would argue no anyanda fula bugata fanna life, yes, but ate ala life sacrifice for the greater good of the community osi kenole but in sita daman ka jibe like eko drugs lebe so meal fish meal Indian call ngamo ko Indian call tara jene ya confirm ko is flour ikana but nata mole ko deliberately pour que mol haklo nyami ke karo nyintinya yalla mom bede patriotism wala wata ki siga banko jibe ke banko jibe bari si banko fana jibe même banko na fala ko so nyimu ko le mi ko mo so be kenole pour que karo safatindi development no sona si soto
and I think the honorable has another say there in that, because in the parliament coming for all indicate national interest supersede partisan interest or individual interest. Sure. So honorable mba wrap up kan ando nyum na bankolde nga janna soto nim boda jantara ladol do they will call us a different name. So this is the country ngamin soto and nyanda trial by all means we jealously protect the peace and security of this country. So yamunde soto komi kara pour nga soni raru
ndere fengla Barrister la ko rembo don sen be dialong ya ko hube patriotism is matters most ni mi nyande ka dia ma dinna ifane anyini nim banku dia promo konala non sene ni ya jama koyla kana janjanti ya do fana ka balanka information o di because hibda janjanda nyame yala banko kullo soto la ya harama do hande be kullo be bulle officier kullo soto banko kullo soto o kullo be keri so kullo dol biye niya along ite kambe mu nyandal nako nyin kullo ya andi ka nyaadile ya no kada sonela bari ka ko ande ka ko belani jo ande ngaje wala program on contenta back these are some of the things nyanta minkel ya ngi dia mo be kanya bi moma morning moma mo la political party fo moma mo campagne banda ena san mbeme diam ko wolon ko mbebe kelno klinyadi
exactly
min ko mar mbeme bango dingol adu ngaga sula kote mala jamala miro dial to la at this time of the year ali en ko man ko ngadi kayro diam akumata ba maybe ita lon na be na famin kala bari ala lo bolewol balona bari ni ala fana bondi banko kono kayro kono ibal ko ni na fasoto ngalo ko mo kendo dol be le moy kanne aji ko kam fa do be kono e be jilale banko mum be talti ning cegu bala bi jama ke ku cegu bala ma ke ku bole amat ne banko dimbawul dije ma fane san iti ake ku karo minute no ni wati mi des wala election constitution ko every 5 years ka talo ka diam so obla nga jo nga assess nga political parties will assess no we are assessing every citizen
to be frank enough
every 5 years every citizen
thank you very much
citizen ilo assessment ko nam as a citizen ningam fon assess ko nga mbe banko follow kana maji be with sentiments maji be with only other interest la nga banko di mola mi nyanda ka sam
exactly
ya ba ni man tra afo akegu kan iba ka with sentiments ni kudo la ikata adi jawle
exactly and near the jawla kotente wakana banko nyi murundi komal because
so,
they fit no
program wala media team ba coordinator kan the cameraman and everybody ngal sen duba ke adumba al danna ale continue nyi sifal ndelo mamo dolo al mol kumandi nga ben nga diam kayrola
serious
Gambia la natural only national research minister of science is peace al me nga
thank you very much thank you very much mbele nga moya nyola Honorable Sekuba Jaju Wolewofo is the National Assembly member for Busumbala. And then I also have your Barrister Jobate, actually, and I also have Degen Jai or Job, rather. Actually, Gambians and fellow Gambians and all those that are actually watching us, if you are not a Gambian or you are outside but you are watching us, this is a bonus for you. What actually we are doing is that we are saying that we are prepared to make sure that the peace and security of this country is jealously guided, because this is what we have. And without peace, we are at nowhere. So fellow Gambians and all those actually are watching this, please, we are telling you that let's be tolerant, acceptance, and let's cooperate to unite and take ourselves forward, and we will actually live in a society filled with peace and love. We thank you very much and see you next week, same time again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.